Welcome to HushyRest, a quiet corner for those drawn to quiet mysteries and slow stories. I am the voice behind this channel, and tonight I invite you to let the world fade away. Before we begin our journey, if you enjoy drifting into the quiet unknown, please subscribe and give this video a like. It is the best way to support this channel. Now make yourself comfortable and let's begin. Tonight, I want to tell you about a commercial ship. Like many others, nothing truly special about it, but it carries a very particular story. More than 50 years ago, the Ravensgood prepared to set sail, just as it always did. In the harbor, the port was busy with activity. The evening sun was low on the horizon, casting long shadows across the docks and the stone walls. The light was soft and orange, reflecting on the dark water like golden ripples in a dream. The air carried the scent of fuel mixed with the salty sea air. We watched the water hit the side of the docks, a rhythmic slap, soft and constant. The surface is dark, like oil, moving slowly with the tide. The cranes above us look like giants, standing still against the purple sky, waiting for the night to take over. As we step closer to the ship, the massive hull of the Ravenswood looms above us, a mountain of dark steel waiting to be moved. We can hear the steady hum of generators coming online, starting deep within the body of the ship, their low rumble echoing through the calm evening air. The metal of the ship is cold. It has the smell of iron and history. You can see the small circles of salt left by the ocean on its skin. It is a giant that has seen 1,000 storms. But tonight, the air is different. The ship feels heavy, as if it knows where it is going. The crew moves one by one around the deck. Their steps are calm, their motions are sure, checking and rechecking every part before leaving. The sound of metal chains rattling as they are secured. It is a heavy sound, clicking slowly. Each movement contributes to the music of preparation. We see the ropes being coiled, thick, rough, smelling of the sea. The crew does not speak, they move in silence, a shared understanding between men and the machine. The lights of the ship flicker on, one by one, yellow and warm, like a small stars on a still island. As we move up towards the bridge, the air changes. It becomes stiller and drier. The hum of generators grows louder here, a vibration you can feel in your chest. The glass of the windows is thick. The world outside looks quiet. The city light looks like a carpet of fire, slowly fading away. Inside, the green light of the radar washes over the dark wood. The compass moves gently, finding its way. Everything is in its place. Everything is ready. The ship's engine begins to vibrate, a slow, gentle tremor that spreads upward. It is not a noise, but a feeling, signaling to everyone that it is time to move. The water at the back of the ship begins to boil. White foam spinning in the dark. The Ravensgood pushes away from the land. Slowly, very slowly, the gap grows wider. The docks become smaller. The noise of the port fades. But as we leave the lights of the city behind, watching the shoreline disappear and enter the open sea, the silence becomes different. The air feels heavy and cool, and the stars look too bright. The darkness seems almost real. And for a moment, it's as if time itself has slowed down. The world outside the Ravenswood does not exist anymore. There is only the ship and the water. But let's continue to watch the Ravenswood as it prepares to set sail into this mysterious night. A journey into the unknown, into the silent blue. The ship glides through the dark ocean like a ghostly apparition, its bow cutting through the waves with a smooth, effortless motion. Water flows over the hull, creating a soothing melody that echoes through the silence. The sound of wind against metal is almost musical. a gentle sign that seems to come from the very heart of the ship itself. As we stand on the bridge, surrounded by the dark of the night, I want you to breathe with me in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's focus on the rhythm of the voyage. The engine pulses beneath our feet like a steady heartbeat, a reassuring reminder that this massive machine is alive, moving steadily forward into the unknown. The air around us is crisp and cold, filled with the scent of salt water. It stings your nostrils ever so slightly, but it is a refreshing sensation. The tangy aroma of seaweed mingles with the metallic tang of the engine. The smell of the ocean is a complex tapestry, woven together in a way that is both familiar and mysterious. As we gaze out into the darkness, our eyes are drawn to the stars above. They twinkle like diamonds, scattered across the velvet blackness, their light reflected perfectly off the water's surface. The sky and sea seem to blend together, creating an illusion of infinity. Where one ends and other begins is impossible to tell. The green glow of the radar illuminates the panels in front of us, casting an eerie light on the controls. But it is not just the instruments. Our eyes are also adjusting to the dark, allowing us to see more and more of the world around us. The ship's light casts a faint glow out into the distance, creating a sense of depth and space. And then we notice something strange. A faint, milky glow begins to come from the water itself. It is like nothing you have ever seen before. A beautiful, otherworldly light that seems to pulse with the ship. The bioluminescence is a magical sight, as if the ocean itself is alive and glowing with energy. The silence of the deep ocean wraps around us like a blanket, a profound stillness that feels almost real. As we stand here on the bridge, feel the weight of this moment. the ship, the water, and the stars all seem to be moving in perfect harmony. It is as if we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. The power beneath us hums steadily forward, driving this massive vessel through the darkness like a gentle giant. And yet, as we stand here, it is hard to shake the feeling that something or someone is watching from just beyond our field of vision. The Ravensgood glides steadily through a glowing milky sea, its path illuminated by a soft, ethereal light. As we stand on the bridge, surrounded by the instruments, I want you to feel a sense of peace wash over us. The world outside is a dream of a wild light and dark water, an otherworldly landscape stretching out before us. The captain's eyes are fixed on the radar screen in front of him. A small green dot appears, and as we watch, it begins to follow the ship at the exact same speed at a constant distance. It is a ghost, a reflection that mirrors our every move. When we slow down, the ghost slows down. When we speed up, the ghost speeds up. It is a perfect digital mirror in the middle of the empty ocean. As I look around the bridge, you can feel the safety and warmth of this space. The soft click of the instruments is like music to our ears, a gentle reminder of the ship's heartbeat. The ventilation hums softly, creating a soothing melody. The glowing needles on the dials pulse with a warm golden light. I want you to feel the contrast between the cold glass of the window against your skin and the warmth of the coffee cup in the captain's hand. A comforting reminder of human presence amidst this vast sea. We are alone, but not really alone. The ocean stretches out before us like an ancient, wise force. Its power is real, yet mysterious, a deep energy that pulses through every molecule of water. The Ravenswood has been on countless voyages before this one, plowing long paths across the ocean's surface. Feel the gentle rocking motion of the ship as it glides through the waves, the slight creaking of the wood under our fingertips, the soft glow of the lights casting a warm ambience, the scent of coffee mingling with the salty air. The ghostly companion on the radar seems to pulse with energy, a reminder that we are not alone out there, even when it feels like it. There are others with us, watching over us, just beyond our vision. Listen to the sound around us, the gentle lapping of the waves against the hull, the soft hum of the engine, a steady heartbeat that marks our passage, and a quiet creaking of the ship's frame as it flexes in response to the sea. As we stand here, surrounded by these sounds, I want you to feel a deep sense of peace wash over us. In this moment, all that matters is the gentle motion of the ship, the soft glow of the lights, and the warmth of being here. As we stand here on the bridge, surrounded by the endless expanse of the ocean, I want you to feel a sense of wonder at the mystery that has been unfolding. The ghost and the radar, a presence so elusive yet so persistent, has finally revealed itself, and what a revelation it is. The captain's eyes gleam with a hint of quiet excitement. His fingers move across the buttons, selecting the searchlight function, aiming its powerful beam toward the exact spot. The machine hums to life, casting a brilliant white light into the darkness. It is like a solid sword cutting through the blackness, slicing through the water with precision and purpose. And then, in an instant, everything changes. The beam of light slices through the ocean, illuminating a massive circular current of glowing particles. It is a sea wheel, a vortex of bioluminescence stretching out as far as the eye can see. Thousands of tiny sea creatures are spinning in a slow, silent spiral, their bodies emitting a soft blue light that pulses with an otherworldly energy. The contrast between the dark ocean and the sudden explosion of silver is almost surreal, like watching a star being burned in the deep. It is as we have stumbled upon a secret world beneath our feet, a realm of magic and wonder hidden from prying eyes. And yet, here it is, revealed to us like a blanket, spread out across the water. The spiral motion of the sea creatures is hypnotic, a slow beat that seems to pulse through every molecule of water, echoing through the darkness like a gentle hum. But as the captain watches, the light of the vortex begins to mirror the exact pattern of the stars above. It is an impossible reflection, a map of the sky drawn into the deep water. The captain leans forward, his face bathed in a soft blue glow. He checks the radar once more, and the gas is still there. In the center of the spinning light, exactly where the light is brightest. But there is no chip, there is no metal, only the water itself, moving in a way that science cannot explain. The mystery is not solved, it has only just begun. A feeling that we are being watched, not by eyes, but by the ocean itself. It is peaceful, but it is also strange. A reminder that there are things in the deep water that have no name and no explanation. The spiral motion begins to pulse faster than the engine, a slow beat that echoes through the steel of the ship. The needles on the dials start to spin in circles, slowly, then faster, as if the North Pole has moved to the center of the sea wheel. As the searchlight continues to shine its beams into the blackness, we find ourselves at the edge of the unknown. The Ravensgood move closer, drawn into the heart of the light. We realize that the radar was not showing a ghost. It was showing a waiting. And as we sail deeper into this spiral, the world outside the ship fades completely. There is only the blue glow, the silence, and the impossible pattern of the stars beneath our feet. As we sail deeper into the heart of the glowing sea wheel, we find ourselves enveloped in an atmosphere that defies explanation. The ship, once a vessel driven by heavy engines, has now become a silent glider. The only sound is the gentle lapping of the waves against the hull, a soft curse that seems to soothe the very soul. The bridge is bathed in a soft, pulsing blue light, the kind that seems to sip from the very walls themselves, infusing every molecule of air with its gentle radiance. It is like being wrapped in a blanket of tranquility. The light is so pure, so crystalline, that it seems to vibrate at a frequency that is almost real. The captain's eyes are fixed on the compass. His face is edged with wonder and confusion as he watches the needle spin slowly, as if gravity and magnetism have been subtly altered. The direction indicators now blur together in a dance, leaving us to question what north even means in this strange new world. The radio crackles to life, but instead of static or voices, we hear something entirely different. A low, rhythmic sound that is almost like breathing. A slow, calm inhale and exhale that matches the pulsing of the light perfectly, creating a symphony of silence that is both soothing and unknown. As we listen to this breathing ocean, we find ourselves becoming one with it. Our hearts beat in time with its gentle pulse. The world outside recedes, leaving only us, the ship, and this vast expanse of deep water. The stars above seem to be mirrored perfectly in the star map that stretches out in the water below. A perfect symmetry, as if the universe itself has been divided in two. The stillness of the coffee in the cup, even though the ship is moving, becomes a symbol of this impossible peace. The silence wraps around us like a blanket, but it is not heavy. It is liberating. It is as we have stamped upon a hidden sanctuary, a place where time stands still, and all that matters is now. As we drift deeper into the surreal world, the ship glides forward, carried by an unseen force. Its engines silent, its propellers stilled, as if frozen in time. We are left to wonder what could be causing this, whether it is a freak occurrence or something more profound. The blue light pulses on, a steady heartbeat, guiding us deeper into the heart of the sea wheel. The stars above and below seemed to be drawing closer, forming a perfect circle around us. We are at the center, suspended in a world of awe, where the boundaries between reality and mystery blur. As the Ravensgood slowly drifts out of the glowing blue sea wheel, a subtle shift occurred within the very fabric of reality. It was as if the warm light of the vortex had spilled into every corner of our being. The air on board seemed to vibrate with that eerie stillness, like the quiet moments before a storm, when the world holds its breath in anticipation. The captain's eyes wandered to the mechanical clock of the bridge wall. Its hands were suspended in a frozen moment, vibrating with a stillness that seemed to defy the laws of time. The clock's face glowed softly in the dim light. The ticking grew louder in his ears, a constant reminder that even here, time remained a powerful force. He glanced down at his own watch. The hands danced before his eyes, displaying a time 4 hours behind what it should be. A shiver ran down his spine as he realized the full extent of this mystery. 4 hours lost. It is the realm of the pussy wheel, where time was a currency that meant little to nothing. The captain's gaze drifted back to the clock. He felt his own heartbeat slow, in sync with the clock's rhythm. As we left the vortex behind, the world began to awaken. The engines, once dormant, stirred to life, but instead of their familiar diesel growl, they produced a soft, melodic hum that matched the beats of our own hearts. He reached for his logbook, lying open on the desk. He reached for the pen, but the motion was met with a strange resistance. The ink on the paper floated in mid-air for a second, as if hesitating between two words, before finally settling into its path. It was the subtle anomaly that left us both quiet, like a puzzle where the pieces do not quite align. Outside, the night sky had changed. The dark, star-filled expanse stretched out in all directions. The water began to reclaim its place, crashing against the hut in rhythmic bursts that echoed through us like a lullaby from another world. In this eerie quiet, where even our fears seemed muted, we stood on the threshold of something new, a time when the rules no longer applied. The question was, what comes next? As we drifted closer to the mysterious mass ahead, the radar's pulse began to slow. Its rhythmic beats giving way to an expectant stillness. The silver mist swirled around us like a gentle blanket, wrapping the world in a soft, ethereal light. The air, once crisp with salt, now carried the scent of ancient cedar, a fragrance that seemed to speak to a long forgotten memory. The captain's voice was low and measured. The digital screen glowed with an eerie light. But there was nothing marked in this place, no indication that we were approaching an island that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As we drew nearer, the breathing from the radio changed, its steady hum giving to a soft, melodic whisper. It was like hearing a thousand voices, humming a single, low note in perfect harmony, a sound both haunting and beautiful, yet somehow familiar and unknown. The water around us remained perfectly still, like a dark mirror. No waves disturbed its surface, no wind rustled the air. We glide toward the shore as if being pulled by an invisible tide. An uncanny sensation that seemed to defy the law of nature. The island loomed before us now, its towering cliff rising up like silent guards. The air around them seemed to vibrate with an internal pulse, a soft golden light coming from within the stone walls, as if an unseen hand was beckoning us closer. The trees on the cliff were unlike any we had seen, their trunks twisted like ancient living spirals. They seemed to glow from within, illuminating the darkening landscape around us. As we stepped onto the island's warm sand, the change in temperature was real, like walking from winter into summer. The air was alive with a gentle warmth, seeping into our very bones, wrapping us into a soothing blanket of tranquility. The stillness was almost surreal, as if we had entered a world where time itself had been suspended. Only the soft whisper of the radio seemed to break the silence. Its melodic voice waving an enchanting spell. We walk toward the glowing trees now, our footsteps quiet, the light from within their trunks grow brighter with every step. And though we could not yet see what lay ahead, we felt a deep, quiet fear, giving way to wonder, a feeling that we were being led into the very heart of this place. We paused beneath the glowing trees now, their branches reaching out like arms embracing the sky. The whisper from the radio seemed to grow softer still, as if it were sharing some final secret. Before we entered a realm beyond words. The silver mist begins to thicken. Once more, the captain stands beneath the glowing trees, their light casting an otherworldly glow across the sand. The air is heavy, and the voices on the radio speak one final, harmonious word. Remember, the captain reaches into his pocket and gently finds the stone. It is small and smooth. It pulses with the same blue light as the sea will. Its warmth radiates through his fingers like a gentle curse, a physical proof of the unexplained. The island begins to fold into the mist. Its outline blurs until it vanishes from view. The radar screen flickers, leaving only a deep silence as they sail away. The engines returns to their normal diesel hum, a soothing lullaby that cradles the ship in comfort. The sun begins to rise over the horizon, casting a soft, pale gold light across the water. The captain stands at the helm, his eyes fixed on the stone in his hand. Its pulse is steady, matching the beat of his own heart. He feels a sense of peace wash over him, calming and real. The ship rocks gently beneath our feet as we sail into the rising sun. Its warmth sifts through the glass like a comforting blanket. The captain breathes deeply, feeling the cool morning air fill his lungs, listening to the steady hum of the engines, a reassuring heartbeat that signals home. The light dances across the water, casting a pathway of gold that seems to stretch on forever. The sea itself seems to be calling, a door that remains open to secrets beyond what we can know. The captain slides the stone back into his pocket, feeling its warmth through his clothing. He closes his eyes, letting the rhythm of the voyage wash over him, in and out, in and out. The ship rocks gently, carrying us steadily into the light. His heart beats in time with the engines as we sail into the quiet. into the wonder, into the deep, peaceful sleep.